Oh, there we go. We're live there. So very excited that we're now live on Facebook with the amazing Carolyn Brown and her son, Charles. And we are now also live on Instagram. So I'm very excited to be talking to this mother-daughter writing pair. They both are writers. How cool is that? That so much talent runs in the family. I just love this. And I know we'll have some people ringing in as we go along. And all of my regulars, sorry, we're a couple minutes late getting started, everybody. We had some technical difficulties. So please, again, all of you who have done this a million times, you know the drill. Let us know where you're coming in from. And once somebody rings, I always feel better when somebody's name pops up because I know everything is working as it should. But this is going to be such a fun chat because you guys both are just very, very prolific. You travel a lot, you do a lot, you write a lot. And all right, we got our first one. Hey, Christy, where'd you come from? Where are you coming in from? Tell us no. Patty's here. Minnesota has arrived, and Wisconsin is here. Hi, Nancy. So fun to have you guys joining me with these two very special guests. This is going to be way fun. Actually, I was telling Gerhard I thought he could maybe take some notes and I could turn him into a cover model after I'm done talking to Charles. But I think that would involve going to the gym, so I may not. He'd prefer to develop his big brain, and I'm not sure I'll ever get him to the gym to work on his biceps. But anyway, we've got Lisa coming in from South Carolina. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And I think probably some of our Instagram pals are here too. Yes. Hi, Instagram, everybody. It's so fun. And New Jersey has arrived. And Byron and Eileen are here. Hi from Midland, Michigan. So yay, I'm happy to see you all joining us. And we're going to get right to it because I could be saying hi to all of you forever and then we won't get our best chat in. So thanks for joining us. And Columbus has arrived. So appreciate you all coming in to party with us this afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. So I know a lot of you already know who Carolyn Brown is. I met Carolyn, I can't remember how many years ago it was. It was a while back at the RWA conference. I think it was either New Orleans or New York. I don't remember. But I just remember you had an entire table of acolytes. I'm going, oh, Carolyn. And so it's kind of fun to actually have a chance. It's been a long time since I've been able to talk to you in person. And you have been a busy bee. How many books do you have under your belt now?
More than 140.
Whew, Chihuahua. That is so impressive. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm even going to get that high in my lifetime. That's just amazing. Out of all those books, do you have a favorite? What's your favorite? Just like asking you to pick a favorite child, but I bet you've got a couple that are really near and dear to your heart.
Well, probably my favorite is The Ladies' Room because it is my bestseller. And it's my first
women's to be a favorite.
And it's my first women's fiction.
Fun.
It has sold about 750,000 books.
That's just amazing. That is so cool. The cover is gorgeous, you guys. I don't know. Ring in and say if you have read. Somebody actually asked, is this the Carolyn Brown who wrote The Ladies' Room who's going to be with us today? I said, yes, it is. And so I think some of you have read the book. So ring in and let me know if you have read it. Linda Hull Davis is definitely impressed. I got a wow out of her. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining us, you guys. So fun to have you with us here today. But that's a huge output. So, I think you had one baby when you wrote your first book. Am I remembering correctly?
No, I started writing my first book when I had 3 babies.
Oh my, wow.
And the oldest one was 4.
How did you find time to do that?
Well, the 3rd baby decided she was a night owl and she wouldn't sleep. So what I did was I sharpened a pencil and got a spiral back notebook and started writing. And about, maybe 6 months later, my husband bought me a typewriter that he found at a garage sale for $5. And I thought I had died and gone to heaven. It was one of those old Underwood typewriters with the keys about this tall. And it is now in the...
Was that a manual?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's now sitting in the Oklahoma Historical Society in Tishomingo in my hometown, where they have a display of my stuff. And I'm in the room with Tiata, the Native American dancer, and Gene Autry and Blake Shelton.
Oh my
And-
gosh, that
and she
is
does
just so cool. I am
Wait
so
a minute.
impressed.
She does this every time. She does this every time we do an interview. She says, I'm in this museum with these people, especially Blake. She was around Tishomingo way before Blake was. So Blake
I
is
love it.
actually in the museum with her, not the other way around.
I
We
love
get
it.
that straight right off the bat. I
What a
like
good
Blake,
son.
but Blake has the honor of being in the museum with Mom.
Ah,
Not the
that's
other way
so
around.
well said. Yes, well said. By the way, Carolyn Painter says, Lemar and Carolyn, have you been to Galena? I don't know how, did I
Yes.
say that right, Galena?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have.
Last year,
We
Oh,
won't
okay.
go this year, but we're planning to go in
26.
26.
We'll be back in 26.
Mhm.
Is that a conference? I'm so
It
ignorant.
is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Okay.
It's a
Well, I
wonderful
gotta say,
conference.
my first typewriter was an electric one. And of course, in the first book I ever wrote longhand. Boy, I'm not doing that anymore. But I remember my little son spilled grape juice in it, and it never worked the same after that. But the things you do as a mom, huh? The kids are running every which way, and I'd be, writing. And I'm sure you fit it in as best you could with so many kids. So tell us a little bit more about your journey to actually getting published. So here you go. You've got the Night Owl Baby, and you write did your first book sell?
No, no. That was in 1973.
And is that a blessing? That it didn't?
I did not sell a book until 97.
Wow.
And that was after, well, I had enough rejection slips to paper the White House. And I do not mean that little two-holer at the end of the row. I mean the big one on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Wow. Wow.
In those days, you had to have a traditional publisher. You couldn't just self-pub. And you had to have the traditional, and they were very picky. So you had to have an agent before they would look at it. And you had to make money before an agent would take you on. So it was kind of a catch-22.
Yeah.
So it took a while. But
Well,
then,
and you really had to work your craft back then too. I feel like in some ways that was not necessarily a bad thing that you had to work so hard to get published, because you really worked hard to improve as a writer, don't you think?
yes, that story that I wrote in 1973 was, I rewrote that at least 10 times.
Wow.
And every time I wrote it, the main character in it got older. It just did. And so when it was finally published, 40 years after I wrote it, it was published as The Lilac Bouquet. And he went from being 20 to, in The Lilac Bouquet, he was 83.
Wow. That is such perseverance. And actually, Linda's want to know, how do you get through all that rejection?
Well, you get mad and you throw it in the corner for a while, and then you go back to it because you can't keep from writing.
I think some of that has to do, it's just what you have to do. And of course, Charles, you have gotten into writing now too. And do you feel the same way? It's just, I just got to write. I just want to write, right?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
For me, it's therapeutic. And of course, Mom's traditionally published. I'm independently published because I don't play well with others. So
Unless you're posing for a book cover, you play pretty well then.
Well, that's different than having somebody look at my stuff and say, hey, and I mean, I take criticism fairly well until the point where I'm like, no, that's the way I wanted it. And traditionally published, you've got to be able to go, well, they want it a different way. So, and I get that from my dad. Dad was like, as a matter of fact, Dad was just not, nope, I'll do it myself. And
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and so there's room for both these days,
right,
which
yes.
is a good thing,
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And it does help. Does your mom, you ever asked your mom to critique anything, or is that, never mind, Mom?
Yeah. No. So when I have ADHD and OCD. So if you see me going off in the distance here, it's just that, the squirrels are chasing me
One
around.
squirrel at a time, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of your motto.
Yeah. So I had started 2 or 3 different novels. I mean, I started writing my first novel when I was a junior in high school, and I made it through about 3 paragraphs, and I don't know where those 3 paragraphs, 3 chapters, and I don't know where those 3 chapters ended up. And then again, when I was about 25, I started a novel, and I actually found it the other day, and was kind of surprised that it was half decent. It's not good by any means, but it's half decent. And then, but I had ideas, and I would run them past Mom all the time. And finally, about 5 years ago, give or take, she said, you're going to finish the novel. And I just laughed. I had a whole bunch of short stories that I had been working on, but I didn't know what I was going to do with them. But I had this idea for these couple of novels. And so she just got the proverbial whip out, and we live 45 minutes away, so she couldn't actually reach that far, but she would call every day and say, how many words did you write today? And I'd be
love that. That's so cool, Carolyn.
So I'd say, well, I didn't get any done today. Well, the day's not over. You need to get in there and get in that office. And she just kept it up till the first one was finished. And once the first one was finished, then the next couple started. Now, nothing like, I mean, Mom's a robot. Mom's not human. So, I mean, she puts out 5. One year she put out 8 projects. So that's,
I don't know how you do it.
I can't do that. I don't either. Like I said, she's a robot, so.
My goodness. But, wow. Well, and you have, it's interesting because circling back to Carolyn here, you have a lot of people to ride herd over. Oh my gosh. So anybody want to take a guess how many grandchildren? Let's play guess. Let's guess how many grandchildren you think Carolyn has. Throw out some numbers here, guys, and I'll tell you if you're warm. By the way, while we're throwing out hi to some of us who have joined us, Texas has arrived. Hi, Susan Vaughn. Linda Call is here. Star is here. Debbie is here. So fun to see so many of you. Debbie says she graduated high school in 1973. Oh, you're just a sweet young thing. Let's see, 15. Timothy said 15. Somebody said
Got
8.
it.
15 has it, guys. The one who said 15. By the way, hi also to our people on Instagram who've joined us. Don't want to neglect you. Thank you so much for joining us. So 15 grandkids. And then how many great grandkids?
27.
I asked them, what do you do for Christmas? And she's like, we get out of here. But you do Thanksgiving. Tell us how that happens, you guys. We
go to Lemar's. We have a garage that was supposed to be a garage, but now it is a gathering room. So cool. And we have a kitchen in it, and we have 8-foot tables with chairs around them, and everybody brings food, and we just have a good time. I just love that. Oh, that just sounds like so much fun. And just the bigger, the better, when you've got a large family, it's such a special thing. So I just think that's really cool. So in between handling her large family and making sure that her son gets his books written, she is writing her 140 books herself. And we're going to talk to, stick around, guys, because they both do have things they'll be telling you about, things that you can buy. And Carolyn's got a new book coming out very, very like in a blink here. And so we are going to talk about that. And again, it's great that you have joined us live because we will be drawing some names, and each of them is going to be giving away a book. We'll tell you about that later. And that's, of course, the usual must be present to win. So, and Instagram people, please be sure to comment also if you want to have a question or make a comment, and be sure and tell us where you're reading from also, so we can keep track of everybody. But anyway, pretty cool stuff. So I was going to ask now, going back to Carolyn. So you probably were always reading as a kid. I'm assuming were you also writing little stories as a kid also? Absolutely. Yeah, that's often seems to be the case. Did you have favorite authors? Who are your favorite authors as a kid growing up? I'm pretty eclectic. I'll read everything from Faulkner to the Cheerios box. Wow. I read Sue Grafton. I like mysteries. John Sanford, Mario Puzo, what's his name? Randy Wayne White. If it was in a book, I tried to read it. Before Charles retired in 2008, I wrote a chapter a day and read a book a day. I read about 600 words a minute. Oh my gosh, no wonder you can read so much. That's impressive. How do you do that? Did you take speed writing classes or something? No, it's just the way my brain works. That's why when someone says, "Will you come and do a reading?" I say no, because
Because you would talk
my
too fast.
mind is off on the second page, and I talk slow, so my words are still up here in the first sentence, and I'm stumbling and stuttering all over the place.
That's funny. In my case, I talk too fast. People are like, "Could you just slow down a little?" It's like, no, I have so much words I have to get out. Oh my goodness! But then we have a question here coming in from. Where did it go? Oh yeah, Linda wants to know, Carolyn, if there was a biography about you, what would the title be? That's a good question. What would the title be?
Uncle Sam's child.
Oh, Uncle Sam's child. I like that. So are you very patriotic then?
No,
Well, then who's Uncle Sam? Sam Walton?
no, Uncle Sam was the person who raised me, and that is as in the United States Government Welfare Division.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Well, there you guys got it. Uncle Sam's child. And Ginny. Okay, Ginny Rucker is here. She says, hi, howdy from the youngest monkey.
She
Oh my
is.
gosh, that's
Yeah.
too
She's
funny.
my
How fun to have
youngest
your
one.
family supporting you. Very, very cool. That's great. And hi, Deborah from Michigan. Thanks all you people from coming from all over the US to meet this fabulous pair. They're just the coolest ever. And so when you were a kid, I look back and go, I remember reading, my first book I remember reading was The Wind in the Willows. I loved that book. Remember reading that. And I remember, of course, you have to read Anne of Green Gables and Nancy Drew. And I don't know about you, but I never knew this until I was grown up. I only learned a few years ago that that Carolyn Keene was not just one person. I'm like, it was kind of like learning there was no Santa Claus. It's like, you mean there's more than one person who, I'm like, what? That was a shock. Did anybody else know that with the Nancy Drew books, that it was that was several authors writing under that name? Did you know it, Carolyn? Did you know
No,
that? Did
no,
I
I
just
did
burst
not.
your bubble?
You just
There's
burst
also no
my
Santa.
bubble.
Who said that?
What about the Hardy Boys? Were they all under one person?
No, I believe it was also the same deal where
Oh
several
my
different people, they
goodness.
just wrote under this branded name so that they could keep going. And of course, it does make sense because you're going, because the first one, I have a first edition of one of the earliest Nancy Drew, The Secret of the Old Clock, and it's got a 1939 printing. Well, and she's still writing, so I guess it can't be the same. And then I keep thinking, is Betty Crocker different people too? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't deal with this. Anyway, so, but I am digressing. So we're going to move on. And I want to ask a couple of things of Charles, because I told him before we came on, I'm becoming his little stalker. Don't tell my husband. Anyway, his Mr. Sexy Senior here, Charles has started a second career as a cover model. And I don't know if you guys are following him on Insta, but you should be. What's your Instagram handle, Charles?
Charles Lemar Brown. All of I don't hide anything. It's all right out there in public. It's
Okay,
Charles Lemar Brown,
Lemar.
and it's Lemar. My dad was an English teacher and didn't know how to spell, so they spelt my middle name Lemar. And
I like that.
yeah, so Charles Lemar Brown, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of it's just Charles Lemar Brown.
And you guys can get on, and he's got different samples. So if we have any authors listening in, and you've got, an older, really want a sexy cowboy for your cover or something like that, you can purchase this cover art. I know you've got information on that up online for people to see. And
Right.
it's just, so how did you end up, good heavens, you went from writer to cover model? How'd that happen?
Well, it actually all kind of happened at the same time, unintentionally. I was following Mom around as her assistant at different conferences. I guess it was the last couple of years I was teaching, and so I was writing teaching in the day, writing in the evenings, and then when we would go to conferences. Well, let me back up just a little bit. So we had a bunch of the coaches where I was teaching. We decided to have a beard contest. So everybody shaved their face and see whose beard could grow, who had the best beard at the end of the month. And so that was November. Well, at the end of that, I was planning on getting rid of my beard. And some folks came to me at the school and said, hey, can you play Santa Claus for us?
Oh.
And so I was like, sure. Well, my hair was fairly short. I used to keep it bird all the time. so that year I played Santa Claus. Then I burned my hair and shaved the beard off. And then about September of the next year, somebody said, "Hey, we're going to need you to play Santa Claus at the end of the year." Well, then I thought, well, I'm just going to let my hair grow out a little bit. Well, when we went to that first conference, it was like right at my ears. I felt like a woman with a bob is what I felt like. I was like, okay. And I had already decided as soon as I got home, I was cutting this off and going back to a burr. And several authors encouraged me to go ahead and grow it out. And I'm sure I can't remember all of them, but Chloe Wren, Eden Bradley, and Naomi, I'll get this last name wrong, but Naomi Stromthorpe were the three that really pressed. And I thought they were kind of joking with me. And so I just laughed. But then we saw them again the very next year, and they started giving me names of the different photographers that they thought I ought to try to get a hold of.
Wow.
And so another 6-7 months went by, and I knew we were going to Deadwood. And one of the names that was on that list was Jean Wolfen. And so I found her on Facebook, and I sent her a message. And I was working on a novel at that time, so I'm typing, and the little things over here in the right-hand corner that has, she's active. I could tell she was active. And 30 minutes go by, and I'm like, she's not interested. She's just not interested. And I get a message back from Jean that says, "Do you still have your beard and long hair?" I was like, okay. And it still didn't register to me. It did not register to me what had just happened. So I said, well, I have the long hair, but I had to shave the beard off for some fire department exercises, but I can grow it back before we come up there. And please grow the beard back. And
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, okay, that's good. And all I had asked her was, can I talk to you about possibly modeling? And so she sent back, and I didn't realize what she was doing was she was looking to see who I was. And she was, as you said a while ago, she was stalking me to see who I was. And so that didn't register to me until really the next day. But then she sent back and said, "I've got you scheduled." Well, I shut my little thing down and was, typing on my book. And then I was like, wait a minute, what has she got me scheduled for? I don't understand.
Gosh.
So I got back on and said, "What do you mean you have me scheduled?" And she said, "I have you scheduled for a photo shoot. Be ready for," and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I went from let's go talk about it to we're doing a photo shoot. And so since then we've done 3 together, and she is absolutely amazing. Of course, it's real easy for me to say she is the most amazing photographer that I have ever worked with, but
wow.
But that's because she's the only one so far that I've worked with. And I think even after I've worked with others, she's probably going to be my favorite. But
Wow.
we'll see.
So do you see this expanding then? Do you see yourself doing more photo shoots in the future?
Oh yeah, I've got I will do 3 next. Well, is this year over? Yeah, this year's over as far as 2025 is. I don't have anything else planned, but next year I think I will end up doing 3 next year.
Wow.
So, and then of course, if any photographers are out there and say, "Hey, you're headed in my direction. You want to spend a day photo?" I'm more than willing. I haven't really been searching at this point. I'm just getting my feet wet. I mean, I feel like if I dive head first in, I may hit my head on something. So I'm just a little bit leery. So, but it's been a wonderful ride. Absolutely wonderful. And I've got to credit that to the folks I've worked with. I've been really lucky to be around some really, and I'm not going to try to name all of them, but Robert Kelly has really helped me out. He's another model. Tony Bretman has absolutely helped me. His Jesse Lynn, Tattoo Jesse. There've just been so many that I have learned from in this last year and a half. So.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I plan on doing more as long as people want an old gray-haired man on on their covers. I'll keep getting in front of the camera. When they quit wanting it, I'll probably, when they quit wanting it, I'll probably shave my beard and my head again and go back to just hanging out at the house.
That's just funny. Well, I mean, the timing is so perfect because this is the era of everybody loves, I mean, all these gorgeous, sexy older guys are all over social media modeling their fancy suits and outfits. And I mean, so the timing is so perfect right now that really there seems to be a great demand for this. And I have to laugh. Christy Conley says, you have one more in Asheville still, Lemar.
Oh,
In
yes,
case
I
you
do.
forgot, you must have
Yes,
another photo
yeah.
shoot.
Yes, I
Thank you,
do. Yeah,
Christy.
Christy is our assistant. Yes, she's
Oh, how funny.
yeah, she's
Good
our
thing
assistant.
somebody's keeping track of your schedule.
Yeah, oh
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
missed your
We
whole
need it.
photo shoot. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. So I'm curious to know, okay, for both of you, I want to get some advice for people. Let's start with Carolyn. Carolyn, how about some sage advice for those who are just starting their writing careers? It feels like this is a kind of a hard time right now because the shelves are so full and shelf space is shrinking. And now, of course, in another year, mass market, this is so sad. I don't understand why those nice, affordable little books are disappearing, but mass market books are going to disappear. I think it's next year. So
Yes.
what advice would you have for people who are just starting out?
Put your butt in the chair and write a book.
That easy, huh?
I mean, it is. Someone said one time it was like 5% inspiration and 95% perspiration.
Yeah.
Well, it's determination. If you
Yeah.
want to write, you have to write. Nora Roberts said one time, if you have to write every day, and
Yeah.
you can fix crap tomorrow, but you can't fix it if there's nothing there to fix.
That's okay. That's okay.
And that's kind of what I have gone with. I write at least 5 days a week and sometimes 6.
Wow. Okay. So you do take some time off then though? I try to kind of take, other than our chats here on Sundays, I try to take Sundays off and have my day of rest.
Me too.
Yeah, because I think it's really important. I figure, if God could rest on the seventh day, I probably should too.
Amen.
But yeah, it's kind of it's good to have a chance to rev your batteries. And so many of us, it seems like we have a kind of both ends of the pendulum here in our country. We kind of have the people like, well, I kind of don't want to do anything, and then we have the overachievers. I'm just going to work till I drop. And probably all of us need to find someplace a little bit in the middle. Those of us who are type A who just want to push, do need to take time to charge our batteries. But there's a lot of wisdom in that, though, about what you said about you got to do it. If you aim for nothing, you'll hit it. And so, it's important to be at least working towards something, having a plan and a dream and a goal. And can't make the dream come true if you're not in there working it, right?
You can't sell a book if you don't write a book.
Oh, that's good. I love that. And Lemar, how about for you now? Of course, it just came to you, the cover model thing. But how about advice for you where people are like, sometimes, especially for guys, it's like, okay, now I'm done with that job. Now what am I going to do? I mean, do you have advice for guys as they're heading into their second act? What advice would you give to men who may be going, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself now. I don't really want to keep working that job. Do you have a thought on that?
Just find something and stay busy. I mean, because I tell you what, I honestly believe, and I've seen this somewhere, so it's not mine, but sitting on your butt is the new smoking. That's what's going to kill you.
Oh, wow. Love that.
Our mom had an uncle years ago who worked at a turkey farm all his life. And he retired on a Friday, and it was Saturday or Sunday? Sunday afternoon, his wife walked in and found him dead in the chair. And I think it was just a mental thing. He said, what am I going to do now that I don't have anything to do anymore? And in his mind, it was done. And so I think if you're going to retire in a couple of years, start looking to what am I going to do? And in today's world, it's just so easy just to sit down and flip through TikToks or just sit and watch movies for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But when you do that, your body's going to keep moving, or it's going to start to deteriorate. And if it's not moving, it's going to deteriorate. So I'd just say, it doesn't really matter what you're doing as long as you're doing something. Like I said, I have ADHD, so the squirrels are never going to leave me alone. So
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we label some of these things as a bad thing, and it's
Yeah.
not necessarily,
Oh, no.
So I think that's really, 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 really good advice. And somebody says, I agree, Lemar, that's what my brother is doing right now, working on that. Susan Vaughn said, my first book of Carolyn's was Miss Janie's Girls, and it will not be my last. So
Yeah.
how fun is
Thank
that?
you. Thank you.
That's very cool. Oh, hi,
Appreciate
Becky has rolled in from Texas. Hey, there's Ginger Ring. Ginger, is
Hey.
this your lady who models with you? Because I see this
Yes,
already.
that is the lovely, the beautiful Miss Ginger Ring. Yes, that's
his model wife.
yes, that's my modeling wife. Yes.
How fun. Well, how fun. Yes, I've been admiring your pictures also, Ginger. It's been very fun seeing you guys
Yeah.
together. So how sweet that you were able to join us for a chat, and really, really nice to have you here with us. So very cool. So getting back to what we do as we kind of start moving along through life. And it's sometimes when you're young, you're so busy. And then almost you just need a minute to go, oh, what am I going to do now? But there has to be a what am I going to do now? And my friend Debbie Makeover says, if you stop dreaming, you die. And I thought, there's probably a lot of truth in that. I think of the Bible verse that says, where there's no vision, the people perish. And I think we always need to realize, as long as we're here, we are still here for a reason, guys. And I think that's important. And that doesn't, whether you're starting your writing career or starting another career, whether you are raising kids, whether you're done and you're in the support system phase, everything in every point of life, we have a reason we're here. And so hopefully seeing these two and how busy they are and how much fun they're having and all the good things they're doing, I'm hoping that is encouraging you guys. I want to move on very quickly because I don't want to let them go before finding out what we've got going on with these two. We know Charles is going to be making more appearances as a cover model. So writers, be sure you're going to follow him and check him out. In fact, follow all of us, guys. We're everywhere. We're on Instagram and Facebook and you name it. So make sure that you're following us and what we're up to. But he has got also, Charles, and I know you right now don't have a brand new book coming out, but you do have some things out there. And what are they and where can people find them?
Okay, so the last work that I did independently, just myself, is the seventh date. I don't know. Let's see, looks like that right there.
Oh, okay, very cool. I like the cover.
That's the last independent work I did. But I have two short stories in each of the Wild Deadwood Read anthologies, and you can find those on Amazon. Each one of them has one of my short stories, and one of them is one of the first of my cover models jobs. I'm on the cover of one of them.
How fun is that?
Yes. So, so those are the two things that the two books or two works that I have out so far this year. I'm working on a second book of poetry. Trying to get the artwork done on that, and then it should go out before Christmas, maybe even quicker than that. And then I'm 3/4 of the way through a mystery thriller that hopefully will definitely be out before Christmas also.
Wow, very cool. So, and can they find your book like on Amazon, on your website? Where can they, if they're going to order a book, where are they going?
My books are on Amazon. As far as ebook, it's only on Amazon because I'm on Kindle Unlimited. But as far as paperbacks and hardbacks, you can find those worldwide. I mean, whatever forum you're on, you should be able to get it.
Okay, all right. So that's good to know.
But as far as
and Carolyn,
only.
Oh, I apologize.
Right.
Sorry for talking over you,
Charles.
And
the seventh date. The seventh date. you're just
seventh.
fine. You're just fine. The seventh date is the only one that I have.
Uh-oh, we're breaking up. Don't let me lose you. I have this awful feeling he's breaking up, guys.
That's in
You broke up a little bit, so
audio book.
there. Okay, you're kind of in and out, but okay. So basically, let me see if I can sum
It
this
is
up.
also an audio book, and you can find it in several different.
Okay, so if they want to look for you on Amazon, and you have a website, did you say? Oh yeah, so Christy just said all Charles Lemar Brown author books can be found on Amazon, guys. So just look him up there. And Carolyn, I'm hoping I'm not lost you guys. Carolyn, you have a book coming out. Like, is it this week? Yep, you're freezing a little. Wave your hand at me. So we got you.
Go back there and get it.
Okay.
Okay, we got you again. Are you here? Charles is trying to get us pulled together here. This happens sometimes, guys. It's called technical difficulties. I know Carolyn's got a book coming out, and hopefully we're going to get her back with audio in a second to tell you. Oh, Christy, thank you. He does not have a website, so look for Charles on Amazon. And they both will be doing a giveaway of a book. So for those of you when we're doing books, it's almost always in the U.S. here. So if you're in the U.S. and would like to have your name put in the hat to win a book, will you please post, I want a book, I want a book, put my name in the hat. Oh, thank you, Christy, very much. She says, Meet Me in the Orchard comes out on Tuesday. And now we're losing. There we go. Don't leave, Carolyn. Stay seated. We'll get you. Fortunately, Christy is keeping us posted on what's coming out when. Meet Me in the Orchard comes out on Tuesday, guys.
Can you see it?
There you go. He even brought the, oh, that's really pretty. Isn't that a pretty cover? Very funny. Okay, guys, who wants a book? If you're here in the U.S., I need to see you posting. Yes, please put my name in the hat. And my Insta people also, please tell me. I've got Heather over there on Insta would like a book. And anybody else, just shout it out to me. And I'm making notes here. We're going to put your name in the hat. And the views of Heather and Heather you and Tina just joined us, guys. If you've just now joining us, we are going to be wrapping up, but this will be viewable for a little while on Facebook, and I will also have it on my Sheila Roberts YouTube channel, so you can go there. Please go subscribe, follow me on Insta and Facebook, because we do these fun chats almost every week. There's always some cool person on here to talk to, and these two are just the cool of the cool. So I know they're just going to be you're going to love it if you win one of their books. So I'm taking notes here to make sure. And Byron Eileen. Sometimes Insta doesn't always give me as much info as I want. I'm Byron Eileen wants a book, so I putting your name in the hat. Wants a book. And Liz Liz Books Flowers. Yes, I'm familiar with you, Liz. So we'll put all your names in the hat and all of our Facebook people. And Elaine, we'll put you down. I'm trying to, this would be really awful if I can't read my writing when we're done here, because my Insta people sort of disappeared. My writing, I should have been a doctor. I can't read my writing. Anyway, so we'll put your names in the hat, guys. And I will announce, I'll try to announce both on Insta and on Facebook so that you all know. And I try to do these drawings right away when we're done so that you can know. And I try to get them posted on Facebook by tomorrow morning. So be sure and check around, and I'll try and let you all know on both social medias who was our big winner. And you guys, I just have to thank you too for coming tonight, because you're just so much fun to talk to. I've just enjoyed it so much. And I have a feeling that everyone who is tuned in, and I know a couple of you just now joining in, again, you will be able to watch the whole thing for a little while on Facebook, and then it will be up on my YouTube channel. So if you felt like, doggone, I missed all the good stuff, they'll still have it out there that you can take a peek at. So I'm going to start saying goodbye here. First of all, saying goodbye to our Instagram people. I thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. And hopefully you had a good time. And then we're also going to say bye to all our, if I can find my screen. There's always, oh, the dream of my life is someday to have my own little engineer to do these things for me, but I'm not holding my breath on that. So, and a thank you also to our Facebook gang for joining us. I do believe, if I am remembering correctly, we have another fun guest showing up next week. And so I'll be sure to tune in for that next Sunday. So everyone have a great week, and we'll be talking soon.
Well, thank